Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. Dropping heat, and I am currently on a mission to assist men in helping themselves elevate and empower themselves. Today's video is to stop feeling what she's feeling and instead label what she's feeling. So a big problem a lot of guys have is they don't know why they're nervous around women. And I'm about to point out a huge reason why a lot of you guys are nervous around women and you don't know why. And it's this right here. Unconsciously, when you get around them, the woman is actually nervous and anxious, and you don't realize that because sometimes you get too up in your head and you're not aware of the people around you. So what happens is unconsciously you're picking up her emotions, and there's actually reasons behind this, which I'm about to dive into. It's about to blow your mind. So you're unconsciously, when you're making eye contact, you're kind of like picking up what she's feeling. So you think, oh, since she's nervous, so I gotta feel that too, right? So I'm about to dive in why this happens. So, we're going to talk about principles of female nature and why it's so important to understand female nature coming from a principle standpoint versus, judging. Okay? So, when I say principles, that's what it means. It means principles. It doesn't so you'll see what I mean by this when I point this out. There's a lot of other principles we can get into with female nature. So, but I'm gonna go in with one of them today. And when I describe this principle, you're gonna realize it's like, okay, this is a principle. Now there's females who do toxic things coming from this principle, and then there's females who actually are pretty cool, and they actually do healthy and understandable things from this principle. So, a female nature principle is that they all crave control. A lot of them crave control to a certain extent. And they come from a place of insecurity. So, when a high value male comes around and she starts feeling nervous or whatever, she wants to project that nervousness onto you because she thinks in her head is like, oh, well, since I'm nervous or I feel this kind of way, then that other person around me has to feel that too. And this is where we get into boundaries. And I'm gonna let you know that's fucked up. You should never, someone should not ever put their feelings onto you just so they feel comfortable. That's actually, that's kind of narcissistic and very solipsistic. Women in nature are very solipsistic, um, and then others are and then the next level of that is narcissism. It's very closely linked. It's not the exact same thing, but they're very closely linked together. So what you probably grew up around parents that had this solipsistic mindset, or family members with narcissism, and they conditioned you to have to feel what they feel to make them feel secure. So what women will do naturally is the same thing. They try to project and put their feelings on you because they're coming from a place of insecurity when they do that. So they think, oh, so it's a power game. It's a essentially what it comes down to. It's a power game for them. So to feel empowered or control, they want to like project that shit onto you, which is extremely crossing boundaries. So what you have to do to be a high value man, and this is gonna make you very magnetic to women in general and people. Everyone should uh, develop this, but you should have very strong boundaries, especially with women. And to pick up emotions from other people, that's a huge problem. So that's something to dive into and work on with yourself. So I'm gonna give you guys a solution to this issue. So the solution to this is, instead of feeling her emotions, instead what you're gonna do is label her emotions. So Ben, yo, like, what does this mean? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked, cause I got your answers. I'm the genie with this, man. It's like, yo, okay, so what this means is, when you label an emotion, first what you want to do is you want to do this internally first. So when you, let's say you make eye contact or you come across a female in public, right? What you want to do is you want to recognize coming from a place of understanding. So you already know this principle. She majority of the time when she's around a high value man, she's going to be coming, or really men in general, she's going to be coming from a place of insecurity. Okay, and they'll try to get power and control over you coming from a place like that, because they're this is going to let you understand what they do, because and be non-reactive and learn how to control your emotions and no longer get angry around women or upset or take offense to your self-esteem, because now you're understanding like, oh, she does that because she tries to put me down and hold a frame of making me look in a negative frame. You know what I mean? There's a frame battle going on. So she's going to make you look like you're in the wrong or negative frame when really you're not. And it's up to you to be in your power, to be grounded, you know what I'm saying? That self-respect, and to be in your own power. And which is essentially going to make her look the one in da, 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 da. What it's going to do is going to make her look crazy, basically. But yeah, so hold a strong frame with that. So like I said, internally first, you want to label her emotion. So instead of taking that on, you recognize, oh, she is anxious, she is nervous, right? Or she seems anxious, she seems nervous. It feels like she's this, that. It sounds like X, right? You internally want to label first, and then you can even externally label that when you go up to her. So when you go up to her and you're actually engaging in conversation, you could even, on a self communication level, just keep that in mind. Like, yo, okay, it seems like she's nervous, so I'm just gonna be secure in myself. And what happens is the power dynamic flips back onto her, to where you're just in your power, you're securing yourself, you trust yourself, you're feeling yourself, you are patient. So when you're patient, she becomes impatient. And when you're securing yourself, she starts getting a little insecure and nervous, because what happens is she's getting very aroused. Okay, and she don't really know how to handle that, or what to do. So it's kind of up to you to lead and direct that conversation. And for you feeling safe and secure in yourself, that's going to make her feel safe being around you. So what happens when you label the emotion is you no longer take on that emotion. You have a strong boundary. It actually feels very great. It's a huge power shift for you to be in your own boundaries. And yo, like I'm telling you, this is life changing. This is gonna make like your game. It's gonna elevate your game with women. Elevated game. I think I should rename this channel Elevated Game. But you no longer have to take on her emotions, and it creates a strong boundary. And now you just recognize the emotion, and she gets to keep that. It's saying, yo, I recognize that. You keep that emotion. There's no you trying to project that onto me so you feel comfortable. That's not right. That's having very strong boundaries. And she's gonna be like, oh, yo, guys, 9 times out of 10, guys are nervous to be around her. She's gonna be like, who is this guy? Oh my gosh, like I can't. Oh, whew. Yeah, what's up? Like, hey, you seem a little anxious. You good? A little impatient. Are you in a hurry to go somewhere? Or she be like, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the video for today. So directly apply this. You can actually apply this in negotiation, and when you're just interacting and communicating with people in public and everyone around you in general. All right. So stop taking on their emotions and start labeling them instead. That's the video for today, y'all. Elevate.